Hello, this is Jason Benedict coming to you from the Regent University Center for Entrepreneurship at Regent University in Virginia Beach, Virginia, USA. We are working to encourage small to medium enterprise by helping entrepreneurs with investment preparedness and by creating opportunities for high potential entrepreneurs to connect with the local and global investment community. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Investment Expo Application Process. Thank you for completing the Investment Expo registration short form. Please don't view this application as just paperwork. Our application process is specially designed to help you, the entrepreneur, with investment readiness. We use the applications to select a limited number of entrepreneurs who will be invited to participate in our expo. So it helps us identify those entrepreneurs and businesses that are ready for our help. The link to the Expo application is located on this web page. Just click it to begin. We suggest that you download the list of application questions and answer them offline in a word processor document. This will allow you to simply cut and paste your answers into the application form. This approach will allow you to complete the application without being rushed for time and help you avoid the frustration of losing an almost completed application if your internet connection is interrupted. In this section, we ask you for a description of your business, a description of your product or service, and a description of the need that you're meeting through your product or service. As you complete the application, we ask that you be as specific as possible. Be sure to include information about what makes your business different. Is there anything about your business, product, or service, or your approach that sets your business apart as distinct? For example, someone who has a construction business could reply simply, construction business. Or better yet, they could add some more detail, residential and commercial construction. Or even more detail, primarily residential construction in, insert your city name, commercial construction on a limited basis. But the best response would be something like this: 85% residential construction of affordable housing, semi-detached dwellings and apartments, in, insert the section of the city, using, insert the type of approach you're using to construction, for efficiency and cost savings, about 15% of our work is commercial office space build-out. This description gives an appropriate level of detail. Someone with a restaurant could simply reply, restaurant, but that's not enough detail. Or they could even say a quick service restaurant, still not enough detail. We would like this level of detail. A quick service restaurant, list your location, serving international cafe and grill menu, focused on business clientele during lunch and middle to upper class clientele during the dinner hour. That level of detail is better. In this section, we ask you to describe your operating expenses. What are your monthly operating expenses? Well, these are the regular expenses associated with the operation of your business, and they would include things such as the cost of goods, rent, payroll, utilities, communication cost, and that type of thing. It would not include the purchase of long-term assets, so things like land or buildings, vehicles, equipment such as computers or machinery, those types of things would not be included in this section. However, if you do have significant monthly debt repayment, we would ask that you make a note about that in this section. Customer acquisition cost. This is a cost calculation for a particular period of time. So select a period such as 6 months. Calculate the cost of sales and marketing for this period. Then calculate the number of new customers you added for this same period. This is not total customers, but only those that were added as new customers during that particular period of time. Next, divide the total budget by the number of new customers to arrive at the customer acquisition cost. Let's take a look at this example. We have a specific time period, 6 months. Next, we're going to see how many new customers we added in that same time period. In this case, we added 24 new customers over those 6 months. Then we're going to look at our total marketing expenditures for the same period of time. In this case, it was $4,000. Finally, we're going to do the math. We'll take that $4,000 in marketing and sales expenditure and divide it by the total number of new customers arriving at a customer acquisition cost of $166 per customer. The ownership and investment section of the application deals with who owns the business and in what amounts. The first question in the section is how much of your own money have you invested in your business? When we speak in terms of investment, this could include either cash you've invested or assets. We also want to know if you have any business partners. This would specifically refer to others who have some ownership in the business. There are two types of investors: owners and creditors. Creditors, also known as debt investors, are those who have loaned you money, and they are expecting debt repayment with interest. Equity investors are those who have invested capital into the business in exchange for ownership of some percentage of the business. The final section of the application deals with the actual investment that you are seeking. We want to know how much investment you're seeking, how much new capital you want for your business. This amount should be substantiated by actual business initiatives that you are planning to take. It's not enough to say, if I had more money, I could do more business. You need to have a plan to take your business to the next level, to expand or to increase profitability in some other way. You then calculate how much additional capital it will take to achieve this plan. In this way, you have provided evidence to support the amount of investment you are requesting. This process will help you to answer the first two questions in this section. The final question in this section deals with the type of investment you are seeking. Remember, there are two types of investors. There are equity investors, also known as owners, and debt investors, known as creditors. To make this decision, you need to consider some of the differences between these two types of investment. Creditors are often less patient when it comes to repayment of their investment. If you have a loan, you'll typically need to repay this on a regular basis. But when the loan has been repaid, your obligation to this investor has been satisfied. Equity investors, on the other hand, are owners in the business along with you and may be more patient. However, they own part of the business and will have a claim on a percentage of the profit disbursements from the business as long as the business is in existence. All investors are interested in getting their money back. A return of capital, as well as making an additional amount known as a return on investment, are important to investors. Your business is competing with other investment opportunities, and investors must consider the best use of their investment. They will consider the amount of potential return on investment, as well as the riskiness of the investment. For example, if you as an entrepreneur are soliciting a debt investment that pays an interest rate that is similar to a bank, most investors will consider a bank to be the better investment because they earn the same or similar return without the added risk of investing in a young business.